Joining us at this point is Major Mohammad Ali Shah, defense expert. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, as far as, of course, these developments are concerned, how do you view them with, of course, China, it seems, now cozying up to Cambodia, but this might come at a cost for residents there?
Absolutely, Uday. They are only trying their stance. They are trying to be too sly over there. And now I'll take you back slightly in history. The two countries, I sometimes brought out that they don't have a border. They are not joined together. They don't share a common border. But still, China has had a historic, cultural and commercial relationship with Cambodia. This has been for a long ago. In fact, the 950,000 people in China, the Chinese people in Cambodia constitute 3 to 5% of Cambodia's population. And although they were discriminated against by the Khyber Rouge and the Vietnamese earlier, then they re-emerged as a prominent business community there. Now, the Cambodia first made contact with China as early as 1421 AD. That was the first connection between China and Cambodia actually. Now, during the final years of the Khmer Empire, when Ponier Yat dispatched a minister to establish formal diplomatic ties, that there should be formal diplomatic ties between the two nations. Let's strengthen the relations in history from that time. But then China also used Cambodia as a counterweight to the dominating influence of Vietnam. Now in the mid-20th century, communist Chinese supported the Maoist Khmer Rouge against Lon Nol regime, who nationalist China had ties with during the Cambodian Civil War, and then it took over Cambodia in 1975. Now, also Mao Zedong was a very popular leader, as we all know, had fostered good relations with Prince Norodom Sihanouk, who also fought against Lon Nol and backed the Khyber Rouge. When Vietnamese military invaded Cambodia in 1978, China provided extensive political and military support to the Khyber Rouge. Now in 1979, the Chinese People's Liberation Army waged a brief border war against Vietnam, which we all saw. Now at that time, Vietnam gave a beating to China, and China went off. They never tried stunts with Vietnam thereafter. Now, which was partly to listen to it, into pulling out of that Cambodia should pull out of it. Now China once again is trying to re-establish its relations with Cambodia like the way it did with Sri Lanka. Now Sri Lanka had a price to pay. Cambodia will also have a price to pay. China has made friends with Pakistan because of the CPAC. Pakistan is gradually paying a price for that. Now the Paris Peace Conference, which was held in Cambodia from July 1989 to October 1991, resolved Cambodia-China relations and contributed to reintegrating China into major power multinational regions. Now, so Cambodia certainly is going to pay a price. Now, since 1997, China began developing closer relations with the regime of Cambodian Prime Minister at that time. Hun Sen was the Prime Minister of Cambodia. Now, once a pro-Vietnam leader and a defector from the Khmer Rouge during Vietnam's occupation of Cambodia. Now, certainly we'll wait and watch now how far this relationship goes, because they are also planning on to do a lot of joint things together over there. So I don't think it will last long, because it is not unconditional, unlike India's relationship with Burma or with Bhutan, with Nepal, with Sri Lanka also for that matter. It's totally unconditional. We do not really have an ulterior motive in mind. But China makes friends with anybody with an ulterior motive. Let everyone hear this loud and clear, that China will not make friends with you, with any nation, unless they have an ulterior motive in mind, and once that motive is achieved, they will dump them like a hot potato there.